Hi everyone! Today we're making Oxtail Kare-kare. For you that don't know, kare-kare is a stewed dish using peanut or peanut butter. So it gives you that nice creamy peanut flavor. Today we'll be using oxtail for this recipe. Here are the complete list of our ingredients. We're going to need 1 pack of oxtail, 1 pack of bok choy, about 2 cups of green beans, 1 Chinese eggplant, 1 onion chopped, about 6 pieces of garlic minced, a teaspoon of annatto powder, a teaspoon of beef broth, at least 1 cup of peanut butter. You can add in more depending on your preference, and some water. Also optional, if you have banana blossom, you can also add this in. But since they are hard to come by where I live, we'll opt out of that one. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse our oxtail, place it in water, and boil it for about 1.5 to 2 hours until soft and tender. So in a small pot, we're gonna boil our oxtail. So we have here is just water. That's about 8 to 10 cups. Just make sure it's enough to cover the whole oxtail. Then we're gonna season it with some salt and pepper and some beef powder. Make sure to stir and cover it and cook for 1.5 to 2 hours until the meat is soft and tender. It's been 1.5 hours and our meat is nice and tender. So what we're gonna do now is turn off the heat and just set it aside. Keep it in the broth so that it doesn't dry out. What we're gonna do now is prep our vegetables. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine everything together. So in a large pot or a wok, something deep, we have our heat set to medium. We're gonna add in some oil. And we're gonna add in the annatto powder. If you don't know what annatto powder is, all of this is stuff is coloring. There's no flavor to it. So unfortunately, this one gives it a funky red color. You kind of want the orange one instead of the red. But this is all we got, so I'll make do with what we have. So add in the annatto powder. Just whisk until dissolved. Then set your heat to low. Then we're going to be adding in our peanut butter. You want the heat set to low so that you don't burn the peanut butter. I am using a Skippy brand creamy. And then we're going to add in our peanut butter. So it's up to you. Since this is a mild flavor, you can add in as much or as little as you want. For me, I kind of like putting a lot more than what it calls for. So just slowly whisk that until everything is nice and dissolved. Be careful, the oil is hot. You don't want to splatter some on yourself. So continue whisking until it's nice and smooth. So as you can see, it's nice and thick and smooth. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in a garlic and an onion. We're going to bring our heat up to medium, and we're going to add in some broth from the oxtail. So just continue adding until you get the nice thickness that you prefer. Be careful, it's gonna splatter a little. So as you can see, it's nice and thick. So just keep on adding some of the broth until you get that nice consistency of a stew. So this is a nice consistency you want, nice and creamy and thick. What we're going to do now is we're going to add back in our oxtail. Make sure you stir it around, make sure it's nice and coated. We're going to cover it and simmer it in low heat for about 5 minutes for the oxtail to absorb that flavor. So cover, make sure your heat's set to low, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. So in our remaining oxtail stock or beef stock, we're going to be blanching our vegetables in it. So it already has that flavor. If it's a little low, make sure you just add water. But if you're adding water, make sure to add in more seasoning. So you can add a little more. We're going to start off by blanching the eggplants. Cover it and let it blanch for about 2 minutes until it's semi-soft or soft, depending on your preference. Then that should be it. Time to remove the eggplant and set it aside. So I boiled this for pretty much 2 to 4 minutes, depending on the thickness of your cut. And also it depends on how soft you want your eggplants. You don't want it too soft because it's going to start falling apart when you're eating it later. So eggplant's done. Next we're going to do our bok choy. So cover and give it probably a couple of minutes for it to wilt, and that should be done. Let's go check on our bok choy. That should be good. So that probably took only a minute. Then we're going to blanch our last ingredient, which is the green beans. Let's go check on our green beans. That's perfect. So turn off the heat and set that aside. And here is our finished dish, Oxtail Kare-kare. Now, if you don't want to blanch the vegetables separately, you can just toss them all along with the oxtail as you're simmering it for the last 5 minutes. But I prefer doing it this way so that it holds its shape and it's not too soggy. So it's up to you on how you want to finish the vegetables up. And as always, this dish goes perfectly with steamed rice. And a must, you're going to need some alamang or shrimp paste. Since this dish is very mild, you're going to need something strong to kind of balance it out. That's the purpose of this shrimp paste. But you don't have to use shrimp paste. You can also use fish sauce, or just simply enjoy it the way it is, very mild and peanutty in flavor. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipe, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.